Last night on MasterChef Australia.
I definitely have my work cut out for me today.
Julie cooked off against celebrity chef and author Adrian Richardson.
I think she's a hot contender.
You are well on your way to becoming a top professional.
Tonight, our chefs cook for 4 giants of the culinary world.
Margaret Fulton. I can't believe I'm cooking for her today.
Will the amateurs be able to impress the legends of Australian cuisine?
I want to see you on the plate.
At stake, the last chance to secure a place in the final week.
We're cooking for royalty, so we better perform.
The people that you are cooking for have 175 years of combined experience.
I'd like the recipe.
Congratulations, Adrian. That's a total score of 27 out of 30. That makes you the winner of today's Celebrity Chef Challenge.
Thank you very much.
So Julie's just finished her Celebrity Chef Challenge and we're all gearing to go home.
Everyone else upstairs, please come down and join Julie.
And Sarah makes a little surprise announcement that we should all come down and join Julie on the floor. Matt has got this giant look of glee on his face, which is always extremely scary because it means that something bad is going to happen to us.
Tomorrow, you're going to face a challenge so big, so gut-wrenchingly terrifying that we're telling you tonight, so you have the evening to process what you're going to do. I'm hosting a little dinner party here in the restaurant. I've invited 4 of the elder statesmen of Australia's culinary industry, who together have over 175 years of experience shaping how we as Australians eat. And I want the 5 of you to cook for us.
Could be Maggie Beer, Stephanie Alexander, Tony Bilson. Any one of them is going to be scary in their own right. But 4 together is ridiculous.
In the morning, you will be given $100 each, and you'll have 15 minutes at Coles Supermarket to shop for your ingredients. Hi. You will then have 1 hour to make a dish you think will impress our VIP guests.
So for the first time ever, we've got a whole night to plan in an individual challenge.
You'll need to make 5 serves of the same dish. Matt and the 4 visitors will each score your dishes out of 10, which means you'll have a total score out of 50. The 2 of you who receive the worst total scores will face an elimination challenge, where one of you will leave the competition.
It is the last challenge before the finals. Someone will be eliminated. I don't want to go. I don't want to go yet.
So you need to think about what you want to put in front of these 4 legendary cooks. How will you impress them? How will you send them away with an understanding that you, maybe in 30 years' time, will have the rights to stand alongside them?
We've really got to perform, and whoever screws up won't make it to the final week. So the pressure's coming from all directions on this one.
It's a huge honour. So please, please, don't let us down. Don't embarrass us. And make them proud about the next generation of cooks and chefs that are coming through in Australia. Best of luck. Goodbye.
We're not going to sleep tonight. Oh my gosh.
I am going to hit the cookbooks. I really want to come up with something that's original and just speaks about how I want to cook food.
I only got about 2 hours sleep last night. Today's pretty enormous. Our challenge involves cooking for 4 of Australia's elder statesmen of the culinary world.
We have to cook a dish. It can be whatever course we like, but we've got to do 5 of them. So the night is spent studying and tossing and turning and waking up early and studying all over again.
You snooze, you lose. Are you up already? Yeah. Wow. 6 in the morning?
Chris, what are you doing awake, mate?
I've got things to do.
I thought I was going to wake you up. You spoilt it.
These are lace coconut pancakes, and then you eat it with this really dry curry. But instead of beef, I'm going to use chicken just because it's going to be easier to floss really quickly, to shred.
They're going to want perfect food, so I have to make it perfect.
Yeah, I've been thinking about the dish all night.
Yeah.
Breaking it down in my head.
Big day. Chop, chop.
Arriving at Coles this morning, really excited to get into it, but knowing that we only have $100 to work with and 15 minutes is going to be a challenge.
Your time starts now.
Number 3.
There's trolleys everywhere and there's dumbfounded customers in there wondering what the hell's going on. It's a bit manic for that first couple of minutes.
Oh, sorry. I'm making a dry chicken floss curry with, with lace coconut pancakes.
It's important to stick to your game plan. This is a dish that you're doing. These are the ingredients you need, and don't change it.
I absolutely have a strategy today. I've deliberately chosen to do a dessert.
Honey.
I'm making a spiced orange layer cake with a white chocolate and yogurt ganache and an almond crumble.
Have I got plain flour? Can I get plain flour? No.
First thing I do is head straight down to the meat department.
Do you have ribeye with the bone on it or not?
No, boneless.
Yeah, that looks good. I'll 6 of those, yeah.
I've decided to make a pan-fried ribeye with roasted bone marrow.
That's perfect. Thanks very much. Cheers.
MasterChef contestants, you are halfway through. If you're listening to this, you have 7.5 minutes to go to get all your shopping.
7.5 minutes.
Let's go, guys. Chop, chop.
Okay, duck. Today I'm cooking a main, which is the duck breast with an agridill sauce and some carrots. They got duck breast.
Butter over here. Back here.
I'm looking for cumin. Pecans, cashews, macadamias are nice.
Now, my dish today is Roman gnocchi. It's made out of semolina, and it's going to be sitting on a bed of caponata, which is a vegetable dish.
Semolina.
I just don't know.
I guess I'm still toing and froing about what I should have in my trolley, and in the end I think, what the hell, I'll buy the lot.
Buy in bulk.
I feel like I'm missing something.
MasterChef contestants, your time is up. Start heading to the front of the shop and get to the checkouts. Let's go.
I think I'm first.
How are we looking so far? We're at $35.54. I reckon you might get there.
Gives me a bit of money for a chocolate bar.
Why not? It'd be nice. Maybe you buy me one?
Yeah.
$54. Is that all it is?
Yeah.
You got enough stuff?
Yes, I do.
$94.75.
I beat that.
$99.33. How about that?
I think I got everything.
You got everything, did you? Come on,
I think I
you
did.
go.
I don't know how much. I think that's everything.
Let's go.
I do have
$13.20 change. Brilliant.
So everything's paid for. I've got all the ingredients. At this stage, it's looking good. I'm just really eager to get back to the kitchen and start cooking. Walking into the kitchen with our bags, we see Sarah in the distance and she's all frocked up. We're thinking that this is going to be a very special dinner party.
Welcome back to the kitchen, everyone. In 1 hour's time, you will be required to plate up a world-class meal for 4 of the trailblazers in the Australian food industry. Before you get cooking, you'll get to find out exactly who those guest judges are.
We see these 4 very, very special guests. Margaret Fulton, Armando Pacueco, Jacques Raymond and Chong Yu. Oh my God.
It's 4 huge heavyweights of the culinary world in Australia. The privilege is quite amazing.
I don't think any of us can believe what's in front of us and what's about to happen.
It's awe-inspiring. We must have reached a really good place to have the privilege of doing this.
Well, a very special welcome to the MasterChef kitchen to you all. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, Matt, would you like to introduce your first guest?
Wow, Chong Lu. Chong has actually been awarded an Order of Australia for his services to Australian cuisine, and in 1998 he was named one of the 10 most influential chefs in the world by the US's Food and Wine magazine, and he's influenced generations.
When I find out that Chong Yu's on the panel, I immediately go into a panic frenzy in my head because there is nowhere to hide.
My name is Chong Lu. I'm the consultant chef to the Grange restaurant. I've been cooking for 35 years. My style of cuisine is very multicultural. I use little pieces of different culture to jigsaw them together, creating dishes that is not Chinese, not Japanese. The only way you can eat it is here in Australia.
What do you look for in a great dish?
Most important, it has to taste good. For me, that is the whole criteria that I'm going to enjoy that dish.
Now, Jacques Raymond is another man who has defined the way Australians eat food. He has a Michelin star to his name, and he has awards including Restaurant of the Year, Chef of the Year, and his Melbourne restaurant has retained a 3 chef hat status for more years than anyone cares to remember.
Was like, oh my gosh, I've got to cook French food for him. It's going to be very difficult to do that.
My name is Jacques Raymond, and I own this restaurant, which is called Jacques Raymond Restaurant. What inspires me is all the different products we have, especially here. You know, it's this fantastic country for that. It melts in your mouth. It's a technique. It's French, but everything else is what we call contemporary Australian cuisine. Beautiful colors. The spirit of Australia. That's very, very important. What I would expect you today is to show me true Australian cuisine. Local ingredients, local influence, and your great personality through it.
It's amazing now when we go to the supermarket and we see those fantastic, I suppose, Italian ingredients, radicchio, zucchini flowers, yellow, red capsicum. That when Armando Pacueco first arrived in Sydney, this wasn't there. And it's through Armando and the work that he's done that these ingredients are available.
He's the one that I probably most want to cook for today because I aspire to be where he is maybe one day.
My name is Armando Pacueco. I'm a chef and owner of Bordicordo restaurant in Paddington, and I've been in the games for 49 years. My cuisine is not an advanced cuisine, it's a proper Italian food. Excellent. If you look after your customer with sincerity, you put your heart in the fry pan. That's the most important things in the restaurant business. Guys, I want to see the flavor in the dishes, and I want to see you on the plate, okay?
And finally, we have Margaret Fulton. My grandmother cooked Margaret Fulton, my mother cooked Margaret Fulton, and I cooked Margaret Fulton. And I think there's probably not a household in Australia that has not had a Margaret Fulton cookbook pass through it. She's produced more than 20 cookbooks in her lifetime and has sold more than 5 million copies worldwide.
She's been a part of my food life since I've been cooking. I can't believe I'm cooking for her today.
Hello, I'm Margaret Fulton. I've been a food writer and a cook for 70 years, a long time, and I'll do this. Never stop learning. It keeps you mentally active and you're on a voyage that's always fascinating. When I started off, what I discovered that the kitchen was a good place to be, and people love you, you know, when you make something. A little child loves you, a baby loves you, the dogs love you, the cats love you if you give them something nice, and your friends love you because you can make something that makes them happy. Nearly 85, and I'm still doing it and still loving it. Good luck.
These VIP guests will be your judges for today. You're all to make 5 plates of the same meal, 1 for each judge. They'll taste and each give you a score out of 10.
I'm starting to think that these guys are of such high calibre that maybe my dish is not going to be as maybe refined as they want to see.
The 3 of you with the highest scores will be guaranteed a spot in next week's finals. Now, to celebrate, those 3 people will be enjoying lunch at Key 2009 Restaurant of the Year. The 2 of you who receive the 2 lowest scores will be squaring off in tomorrow's elimination challenge.
I think you'll enjoy the food that our 5 contestants are going to put before you. They have all shown that they have the smarts, the palate, the technique and the knowledge to deliver great food, and that's what we're expecting to see today.
Well, our judges will now head to the restaurant where they'll await your meals. Judges, thank you very much.
Good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck. I'll be thinking of you.
There's nowhere to hide in this challenge. These people know what they're talking about, and they'll judge us accordingly. So this next hour is really important. It's the difference between staying here for the last week of MasterChef and going home.
Your time starts now.
So the challenge is on. The first few minutes are just hectic, trying to get yourself prepared to start, let alone start.
It's the last challenge before you go into the final week.
I'm definitely not ready to go home. It all comes down to those 60 minutes.
Cooking for these kind of people is so intimidating, it's ridiculous. It's like turning up the volume 200%.
Chris.
Gentlemen,
how are you? How are you feeling now?
Nervous?
Yeah?
It's bad enough with you 3.
It's definitely the Premier League, isn't it? Now tell us, what's on the menu today?
Pan-seared beef.
Yep.
I'm doing roasted bone marrow. I'm going to do a simple green leaf salad and a herb butter. I'm going to keep it nice and simple and cook everything absolutely spot on.
Why this dish?
You know how I like the whole nose to tail thing? I think bone marrow is one of those things that's really underrated and scares people off.
Yeah.
I want to try show people, you know, how amazing it is. It's got such incredible flavour.
Good luck, mate.
Chris.
Thank you.
My dish is a Roman gnocchi. It's using semolina. It's on a bed of caponata, a vegetable dish. 2 separate dishes and have 2 different identities, and I've decided to put them together today.
I practiced the semolina last night to get the quantities right. 17 minutes, I want to get the gnocchi in the tray in the fridge so it has time to set. The judges are royalty, and there's a strange energy in the room at the moment. We all want to impress.
The dish I'm making today is sort of a play on the duck à l'orange with that sweet and salty sauce that breaks through the fat of the duck.
Just roughly chopping onions, celery, other bits of aromats. Putting that in with my beef stock and then letting that simmer for a little bit just to get it extra flavour, I guess.
There's just so many bits and pieces that need to be done.
I'm the only one making a dessert. I'm actually happy about that. It means that my dish will go last, so hopefully leave a good impression.
Julie, you are a brave, brave, brave soul baking a cake. Tell us what it is exactly.
It's a spiced orange layer cake.
Yeah.
How are you going to get this cooked in time?
Easy.
Easy.
It's going to go in layers, and you cook each layer for a few minutes, then brown it under the grill, put another layer, brown it under the grill.
Never seen that.
I'll just do as many layers as I have time for.
That smells beautiful, by the way. Are you pleased to put this in front of Margaret Fulton?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Putting a cake in front of Margaret, I think, is a marvellous idea. It is. I mean, you know, she's the mother of all cooking in Australia, isn't she?
Okay.
All right,
Julie,
then. Best luck, Julie.
lay her up.
Let's hope that
Good
kick
luck.
wins the day.
Semolina is a durum wheat. You want it as level as possible, so I'll make sure it's all as flat as I can. I need it a little bit hard. It needs to set, and because we've only got an hour, I can't let it just sit at room temperature. I'm putting it in the fridge to speed up that setting process. Luckily, I've got it in the fridge in that 15-minute period, and I'm flying.
Justine, you're looking intense. You've got that kitchen stare about you. I love it. What's going on? What's the dish?
I'm going to do some duck breast with an agua dulce sauce. That's just some stock that I've infused with some celery and some thyme. And then I'm going to do some celery puree. I've got some Brussels sprouts, and I've also got a little tatin of echallots, which are going to be caramelised.
Okay.
And I've also got some little carrots, which I'm going to do.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, a lot going on.
There's a lot of stuff happening. I'm really worried I have too many elements to the dish that I want to cook today. There's a lot going on. Sorry, I'm a bit all over the place at the moment. I'm just thinking that clock keeps getting faster and faster every time. Sometimes I can be a little bit unrealistic on what I can do in an hour.
What do you think Jacques will think of your French
I'm really
classic?
scared that Jacques here.
All right, Justine, won't hold you up anymore.
Thank you very much.
So what is the dish, Poe?
The dish is a dry chicken floss curry served with coconut lace pancake. I've cooked the chicken.
Oh, here it is.
And I'm about to shred it. Then I'm going to make some coconut lace pancakes. I've made this lovely contraption that I practiced with last night because I don't have one of those proper pourers, and it's just a hole.
That's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
I tried it last night and it worked.
And it works.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You have half an hour to go.
Oh my gosh.
That's right, 30 minutes has elapsed already.
When the marrow melts, I don't want it dribbling out everywhere, so I'm basically just making a little cradle. I'll serve the marrow in the bone on the plate next to the steak. At the 30-minute mark, I've really got to get the steaks on. The griddle pan's hot, so I get the steaks on. Yeah, time's really starting to crunch. I'm feeling a little flustered for the first time.
I'm running out of time, so I'm actually not shredding the chicken very thoroughly. Really just shredding it quite roughly. I throw that in the pan. I then have to start my crepes.
I've got heaps of vegetables to chop up and prep. Each vegetable will be fried in separate batches and put on absorbent paper. It's going to take a little bit longer to do this. I've just got to keep on pumping.
Sheesh.
I'm just up to making the pastry, then I'm going straight onto the duck. That half an hour was the fastest half an hour that's ever happened.
It's Justine, bitting a lot off here. I think she's doing too much.
It feels like she's trying to do everything.
I'm going to brown him on a high heat, then I'm going to turn it down. I want the skin to render quite a lot. Turn it over really quickly, chuck it in the oven. Duck can be really risky to work with because you need to render that fat down and have a crispy skin.
You have 15 minutes left to soar into the culinary stratosphere.
I actually decided to use crepe pans because I thought they'd be easier to work with. But I was having trouble turning them over.
So it's just falling apart a little bit easier than I thought.
To run across, get 2 extra scan pans and get those going.
Hopefully these ones will work.
This will be the last layer that I put on, and then stick it back in the oven and hope like hell.
I'll
I really am terrified that I'm going to turn out a cake that's going to be raw.
You've got 10 minutes to go.
That's hot.
Come on. 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm dropping the Brussels sprouts. Not really necessary, and I really don't have time, so I'm not doing them. I don't have much time at all.
I'm just checking the bone marrow. It's all completely cooked. I've got to get that out and up on the bench and resting. Actually forgotten that the steaks are in the oven. So I race over and check them. And they are a bit overdone, which is really irritating.
Chris, he's doing these big Tyrannosaurus Rex steaks. They've got to be 400 grams each. For me, I think it's a touch clumsy.
I had a beautiful dish in my head this morning. I've got an absolute disaster on my hands now. I've really just let the whole thing go.
It's the final 5 minutes before the final week.
You have 4 of the world's culinary elite tasting your food today. Don't disappoint us.
I'm worried about the cake.
I think Andre, if he can keep it all together, I think he'll put up a fabulous dish. The question is, can he plate it in time?
Just the last hurdle now. Need to just make sure that I don't burn anything.
I just couldn't see how I could possibly get the cake out and cut up and plate it in time.
If it's not cooked, I'm not going to be able to bluff my way through it.
Short of a miracle, this is going to be an absolute flop.
These are much better, and they're exactly how they're supposed to be, so.
I can tell at this point that I am on time, but I will be pushing it right to the end again.
Contestants, you have 1 minute to go. You have 30 seconds to go.
I get my cake out of the oven with 30 seconds to go.
The last minute was insane. I'm literally throwing stuff at the plate.
10 seconds. 5.
That's hot.
4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, guys. Step away from your benches, put your tools down.
You guys have just spent the last hour cooking for what I know as the Rolling Stones of the culinary world. They are the elite.
Armando Perguaco, Chong Lu, Jacques Ramond, and Margaret Fulton, along with Matt Preston, will be tasting your food. The first meal that I would like to go into the judges for tasting belongs to Andre.
There's nowhere to hide today. Hopefully, I've chosen the right recipe, I've chosen the right dish, and I've comprised it properly.
Gentlemen, ma'am, thank you very much indeed for joining me here for dinner. We have 5 contestants of whose food we're very proud, and it's an honour for us to place those dishes from those contestants in front of you.
The first meal that I would like to go into the judges for tasting belongs to Andre.
Excuse me, madam, just place that there. Excuse me, sir. Tonight I've made for you an entree. It's gnocchi alla romana, served on caponata.
Why you chose that dish?
I thought the marriage of southern caponata together with semolina of the north would be a good mix together.
You actually modernized the dishes, and that's credit to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andre. We'll taste now. Look, shall we taste? And
Yeah, sure.
look, when I looked at the dish, I thought it looked fantastic, modern, exciting, and they had a wonderful, wonderful aroma. Tasting it, I'm disappointed.
The vinaigrette from the caponata, going with the that salty Romanian gnocchi. To me, I think for my Chinese thing, it's a bit of a clashes there.
To me, it works because I feel as if each vegetable has had a bit of tender, loving care, you know?
I found the gnocchi absolutely fantastic by himself, but unfortunately, the vegetable lack of season and just a little bit of oil too much.
We've got two great dishes on one plate, and that if it's served them as two different courses, we will be raving about this dish. Let's score the dish then.
I did the dish that I set out to do. If it's good enough for these people that know what they're talking about, then I'll be stoked.
Well, let's taste the next dish.
I've made a dry chicken floss curry with coconut lace pancakes.
Why did you cook this chicken rendang to go with a coconut lace pancake?
This is quite a dry style curry, which I think a lot of people might not have experienced, and to eat it with the coconut pancake is also a little bit of a different accompaniment, so that's why I chose it.
What do you suggest? Picking the pancake up?
Yeah. Yep,
and
you can just
with
tear
your
it.
left hand, and then, or breaking a bit off?
Yep.
Taking a bit like that?
Exactly, yep.
Absolutely delicious. I'm glad I had to have a lesson in how to do it, but it's been a very nice experience for me.
Thank you very much.
Poe, thank you very much indeed. You may leave.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Having left my entree with the judges, thinking that my future in the competition is in their hands, is nerve-wracking.
The dish was presented beautifully. I think the pancake, really sets it there. But I do like to have a little bit of oil, just to give it a bit of color.
The only thing that I reproach a bit is lacking a little bit of like a drizzle of lime juice or a little piece of mint, just to refresh the dish. But it is a very, very, very technical and professional dish.
I just can't handle the suspense. I really, really don't want to go.
My main is a pan-seared ribeye with roasted bone marrow.
Are you happy with this dish?
To be honest, no. I was quite disappointed when I plated it up.
Why?
It's not me.
Does that make you nervous?
Makes me very nervous.
Chris, compared to the other dishes we had so far, I don't think this is up to scratch, I must tell you the truth. This thing here. Is that edible?
No.
What is it on the dish? Why don't you put it on your salad or somewhere?
Yes, I was rushed at the end and didn't consider
Well,
that.
this is a competition where you should think seriously about this sort of thing, so unfortunately it's not to your advantage.
Thanks. It's horrible leaving the room, knowing that they're about to dissect it and say some god-awful things about it. I'd rather just crawl up in a hole and wake up tomorrow and forget about it.
For me, the salad is underdressed, the dish lacks acidity, the bone marrow that I've got has hardly any marrow in it, the meat is pasty.
There was sort of not much effort put into it.
No, there's no creativity, no invention.
No, well, it's not an imagination, really. I have to say, I'm sorry for him, but it's not an imagination on the plate at all.
This is so far the worst dish than we've had.
It's annoying to do something that I'm not happy with at this point in the competition and have to do a stupid pressure test on it. But, that's life.
I've done a main course of duck breast with an agro-douce sauce, celeriac puree and a caramelised échalote tatin.
You know, when I saw this dish, I said, what is the season? Winter. Braised carrots, shallots, celeriac, and your sauce bigarette. I think it's fantastic what you've done here, just on thinking. Before even I look at the dish or before even I taste it, I know then she has made a perfect seasonal dish. Wonderful.
It is an amazing feeling that Jacques Raymond could tell me something like that. And I just hope that when you taste it, you taste the flavours that I'm trying to express to you today.
Thank you, Justine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
It's very good.
Unbelievable. The lightness of this puree. Very good.
Good.
Oh,
That's good.
The sauce.
Yeah, the big
with
rat.
the duck.
Beautiful.
That's the big advantage of that dish, really, I have to say. Yeah.
And when you taste the sauce with the shallot, it makes the whole osmosis work together. Beautiful.
No, it's got a lovely mixture of flavours, each one sort of complementing the next one.
That interesting notion of a modern dish, that it's a hearty dish but actually eats quite light.
Yeah.
That you've got bags of celeriac flavour, loads of sweetness from that shallot, a good robust duck flavour.
Look how exciting it is when we get a dish like this. Everybody talks together. We get energy. We got pleasure. All the ingredients in one plate are working together, complementary to each other.
I'd like the recipe.
You like the recipe?
It's beautiful.
I'm the last one to take my plates in because it's the dessert, obviously. Hello. I am putting a plate of food in front of Margaret Fulton and Jacques Raymond. I am really nervous about what they're going to think of my food.
I've made a dessert of spiced orange layer cake with a white chocolate yoghurt ganache and almond crumble.
It surprises me that with 175 years of culinary wisdom sitting at this table, you'd try something you haven't tried. Was that crazy?
I just felt like if I put up, the sort of homey desserts that I do for the boys, that they may not pass muster. And so I really felt that I did need to take a bit of a risk today to be at the level that I needed to be to impress people like this.
Well, thank you, Julie. Let's see what these three boys and this woman think of your work. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I didn't think that looked marvellous. I wasn't anxious to eat it. But once I did, it was just absolutely divine.
Yep, the ganache is fantastic. That combination of sort of biscuit crumbs and nuts and well-toasted pine nuts is very appealing.
Yes,
it's a combination.
That's why the combinations work well.
And the raw oranges. Works all together.
Yes, it's lovely.
I think probably there's only one thing left to do, and that's to score this dish. But maybe in a minute when we've had a couple more tastes. Well, I'll tally up our scores. I'll let them know your points of view tomorrow. The best three will go forward for lunch at Key. The worst two dishes will earn their cooks a trip to an elimination round. For one of them, a trip home.
Well, unfortunately.
A privilege and an honour having you here at MasterChef in the MasterChef kitchen and to sit alongside the four of you and to taste is well, it'll be memorable for me for a long time. So, guys, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Salute.
Salute.
Last night, Matt Preston hosted a dinner for Australia's culinary legends.
It was fantastic to have those four people say the things that they said about your food.
I don't care if I've just skimmed through, I just want to be in the top 3.
Now's the time to tell you how it went.
I'm desperately hoping I'm in the top 3, but in my gut, I know I'm not.
I'm going to reveal the scores from the highest to the lowest. So first of all, who won yesterday's challenge? The total points awarded out of 50 were 47. 47. The winner of yesterday's challenge is Justine.
All those extremely hard days, all those team challenges, all those invention tests, all those hours we've spent, the tears, the sweat, the blood, the cuts, the bruises, all worthwhile. Wow, 47. I don't believe it.
Justine, I gave you a 10 because I thought it was an impeccable dish, and that's rare for me to do.
Yeah, Daddy, you gave a 10.
It was very delicious. Look, you weren't there, you didn't taste it, it was fantastic. Who else do you hope gave you a 10?
I would love if Jacques gave me a 10.
Chong gave you a 9. Amanda gave you a 9. Jacques gave you 10.
Did he? Oh. That's nice. To know that these people, in particular Jacques Raymond, could eat my food and think so highly of it.
Wow. Very good. Oh.
It was so overwhelming.
The second highest score was also a big score. That person got 45 out of 50.
Maybe that's mine. Maybe that's mine.
And that person was Julie.
Oh, wow. And it is mine.
Margaret gave you a 9. Gives you an idea of how exciting that is. Yeah, I knew you'd love that.
Speechless. And so happy.
Andre, Chris Poe, there is only one spot left to guarantee you a place in the finals week of this competition.
Chris, the bone marrow, lots in Margaret's, very little in either mine or Jacques. The steak was overcooked. There was no acidity within the dressing. The salad was underdressed.
I let the judges down, and I think I let MasterChef Australia down. That's a devastating, horrible kind of feeling.
Andre, sexy presentation. And Armando loved this idea that you've not gone with a traditional gnocchi, you've gone with a Roman gnocchi, that's something that he personally feels is not seen on enough Italian menus. The problem with the dish is that Jacques, Armando, myself and Chong all questioned whether the caponata was the right thing to sit under that gnocchi.
Yeah, it's the last elimination before finals. You don't want to come all this way and stumble at that last hurdle.
It was me, Chris and Andre, and we were just vibrating with fear.
Poe? What the judges loved about the dish was the technique you showed and the sweetness of those lacy pancakes. So you succeeded beautifully in those two elements. However, they all commented on the absence of those little touches that if you planned better, you could have put into the dish.
I can reveal that the third highest score was 42 out of 50. The dish that was awarded 42 points out of 50 belonged to Poe.
Thanks, Chris. I'm really relieved, very happy, but at the same time quite devastated that Andre is in the bottom two.
That's you and me.
Julie, Justine and Poe, congratulations. That's just an incredible result. The three of you now get to enjoy lunch at Key, but more importantly, you're all through to the finals week of MasterChef Australia. Well done.
The final scores, Andre, you got 37 out of 50. Chris, you got 33 out of 50.
Andre and Chris, sadly, the two of you are left to fight it out for the last place in that finals week.
Gentlemen, the hard thing in this competition is we're losing now great people. And I think that makes us all very proud that you've made it this far. And it also makes us unhappy that we're going to have to say goodbye to one of you.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
Whoever loses today will sadly be eliminated.
Chris and Andre go head-to-head in a sudden death taste test.
Inside that pot is the dish that's going to decide our future.
One mistake will cost them a place in the finals and their dreams.
What you're peering into is a Sri Lankan curry.
Why don't I get the minestrone soup?
There are 24 ingredients in this dish.
I'm going to start with star anise.
You've picked live by or die by.